I was very overwhelmed. My ADD was kicking in very badly. Kept getting distracted, walking through the buildings. How's it going, everybody? Trainwreck here. I know I'm late with this. Everyone's been posting their York videos, and here I am, 2 weeks behind with my York haul. So this was my first York. I'm going to keep all my comments on it. You've all seen York videos. I was very overwhelmed. My ADD was kicking in very badly. Kept getting distracted, walking through the buildings, see one thing, see this, see that. I loved it. It was great. I can't wait to go back. Unfortunately, I do not know when I will get the chance to go back due to current situations. Regardless, had a blast. Met a bunch of you guys. I'm not going to sit here and name every single one of you guys I met. Unfortunately, I'm horrible with names. Let's just get right into it. I'll show you guys what I got. We'll go with all the small stuff first. I'm not remembering who I picked things up from either. Unfortunately, I didn't document that stuff good enough or know the sellers or dealers enough to remember. This was my first time. So I picked up 2 scale trucks, one with pigs and one with cows. I ended up picking these up for the wife. She loves the old step sides and wants animals at her house. So this was a smart way around it. Even though the one with the trucks, I'm pretty sure the leaf springs would be broken with 2 cows in the back of it. Getting all the small stuff out of the way first. Those of you who watched my B&M track car, pickup truck, will remember this. I also just found a place to get these a whole lot cheaper, which will be in another video I plan on doing. So this is all just track tools, shovels, sledgehammer, pickaxes. It's got 2 tie plates and some spikes in it. So pick that up for another track truck. Lighting kits from Henning's Trains. Dealer I actually remember. Ended up picking up 3 packs of these, I believe. Yeah, 3 packs. And I already decided I'm gonna use these on the MTH heavyweights I got from Eric Trainman. I think I got the name right. That I picked up from him earlier this year. Each one of these bags can do 2 kits. I originally already bought the LED strips, and I was gonna go through Henning's to get the boards. I'm not an electrician. I don't know what the boards are. And I was there, saw it. It was easier for me to just get the lighting kit. And I don't know what LEDs these are, if they're the white ones or the warm ones. I have the warm ones, which I want to go with those. But regardless, I have everything I need. I just have to install it and find the time to do that. And then I got a bunch of detail parts. I'm just going to take one picture and show everything. Mostly just stuff for interiors. One thing I found was tires for the Fisk cars that I want to do. And once again, I found a much cheaper place to get those. Like I said, along with the track equipment, I'm going to do that in another video. Pretty much everything here is either for the MOW and train Carmen trucks I want to do, and interiors of cars. So there's 2 things I was looking at for York that was on my list. And I actually reached out to a couple people who were going on Thursday because I went Friday and Saturday. I was looking for a K-Line TMCC Boston and Albany 266T. I think it's late. It's daylight savings or whatever day it is where you gain an hour, but I'm still really tired. Looking for one of those. Couldn't find it. Sid actually reached out to Matt C, and I bumped into him earlier in the show, and he found a New York Central Legacy one, and shot that over to me in a message on Saturday, or was it Friday? But I wasn't in the mood for a legacy one. The price tag on it wasn't that good, and I'd have to repaint it anyways, and I decided to pass. So I was looking for that, and I was looking for the K-Line Operation Iraqi Freedom starter set. No one saw anything. And of course, today I see it on Facebook Marketplace, and some guy has it for like $700. I'm gonna pass on that. Okay, here we go with take two, because something happened, and as I'm editing this, I noticed all of this just got cut out of the video. So here we go with take two. Here we go, take three. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Let's go through what I got at York. For starters, and once again, I've already stacked this repeatedly, and I did it in the wrong order. First car I picked up wasn't even for me. Got in there, was a little overwhelmed. My ADD was kicking in real bad. So the first car I ended up finding was I got upside down, B&M boxcar. Didn't even buy it for myself, buy it for my wife. She loves the B&M. We don't have one in this color pattern or logo. I forget which, if it's the McGinnis or the Evans, or whatever. I have it, most likely have it wrong. But the funny part is, I was told no more boxcars, and the first thing I do is buy the wife a car, and it's a boxcar. But she says she's not too mad. At least that's what she tells me. Second car, once again, wasn't for me. Was something the wife likes. I have a couple of these, but I don't have one with New York, New Haven, and Hartford. She just loves, not even just the wife, but I love the color schemes on these cars. And there's a picture I gotta get from my coworker of the building next to the shop I work at that used to get rail service, and there's 3 of these strung up along there. And I didn't know that in the off season of the potatoes, they'd fill these with paper so they could still use the cars. And that was something my coworker's a big New Haven fan, and he's very knowledgeable in the history of the New Haven and corresponding areas. So I picked this up. Once I saw it, it was usually the minute I see these I grab them, but the fact that it had the New York, New Haven, and Hartford on it, I had to grab it. And the reason I'm now going for the New York, New Haven, and Hartford, 1, it's local, but 2, that is, going for the New York, New Haven, and Hartford. 1, it's local, but 2, that is, we've recently found out that my wife has had family that worked for the New Haven as well. So a whole nother reason to collect a whole nother line of rolling stock and engines. First project car that I picked up. I've seen these online, and I've tried to get them and missed out on it every time. It would be on the trains early buy thing that, unless you're a member, you can't get it. But it says undercoated paint car, undercoated car, but it's got the reflective tape, it's lettered, all the warning labels are on it. So this is gonna get painted to my great-grandfather's oil company. I wanted to get something more steam era for it. I can still do that, but at least this way it gives me something modern, because I don't have enough modern rolling stock. So that way I can actually have something for the company, his company, on all my modern rolling stock. And like I said, I want to get some steam era tank cars and do the same thing. Get the those of you who've seen one of my buildings, I have his original business card blown up for a billboard, and it's not your average business card. I'll try to add a photo of it. It's just the coolest thing ever. So we'll go here now. Once again, this one threw me off. I got this the second day, and it's labeled, you're not going to be able to see it unfortunately, New England. So coming from New England, that raised an eye to me. And this is one of those ones that, in talking to my coworker, the New Haven had these, but not in this scheme. Flat car with trailers, but the trailers are in the New York, New Haven, and Hartford livery, I guess you'd say. I have a couple of the Lionel Penzi ones. I want to try to get a unit train together. So I figured this would be, the time period might be a little bit off for the type of flat this is, but 3-rail train, so who cares? As you can see, there's kind of been a theme of what road name I got mostly all my cars for. Here we go again, another New York, New Haven, and Hartford car. This one, those of you who saw me there, I was there with my buddy Mike, his son, and me all went. I was going to go regardless, and mentioned it to Mike that, hey, I'm going to New York this year, you should come. Get somebody else in the vehicle so I can stay awake while I'm driving. We have an issue that we kind of collect the same things, and usually we're sniping things from each other. This was another one I sniped from. The worst one was the Fisk cars, the Weaver Fisk Tire Chicopee based cars. One year I got 3 of them from one guy. Mike wasn't there. I saw him. I had to get him. He was a little upset that I didn't save him one, but you win some, you lose some. And then 2 shows later at the Big E, where most of my shows I do are, he skimmed over one, not seeing it on the table. And I get to the table after him, and it's literally right in front of him, and he didn't see it. And it was $25, so I sniped another one from him. And now I did it again with this one. He walked by the table, didn't see it. I walked right by, saw it. I didn't even look at the price. I just grabbed it. Grabbed it right in front of him. He goes, what are you doing? I said, nothing. Don't worry about it. And as soon as he saw what it was, he got pissed. But hey, he didn't see it, so I got it. So, once again, told not to get boxcars. But hon, it's your family worked for this railroad, so it's okay. I don't buy a lot of semi-scale stuff. Not really what I'm into, but with the new layout, I do plan on having a overhead 2 loops, not side by side, but I've showed the plans before, just 2 loops. The basement's 23 by 11, so it'll be 2 loops at pretty much 11 by 11. That'll be for all my semi-scale stuff that I like to run. So this year or last year at the Cape on vacation, the wife and I went to the local hobby store out there like we always do, and she found a Christmas car, one of the Christmas box cars. I've never really cared for the Christmas stuff, not really what I like to model, but she found the box car from the year I was born. So I was like, okay, that's a cool idea. So she got it for me. So I got to keep my eye out for that Christmas car for the year she was born. So that's what I picked up. So I got this for her. Once again, was told not to buy boxcars, and half the boxcars I bought because of her, which makes it okay. So now we're down to the last 2 cars that I bought. They're not boxcars. So the first one, these are both cars that I've been after for a while. They've slipped through, this first one has slipped through my hands twice in the past 1.5 years at local TCA shows with Mike. He'd be ahead of me, I'd be talking to somebody, and the last time I saw this one, the wife and I were talking with Dottie. Mike called, said, hey, I got it, it's here, come grab it. On my way. We were 3 minutes away from that table. Got to that table, asked the guy, hey, where is it? He goes, I just sold it. So walked into one of the booths in the Orange Hall, saw this on the top, very top, and didn't even question it. Grabbed it. So we have U.S. Marine Corps missile launching sound car. So therefore it's not a box car. I was okay to purchase this. I haven't tested it yet. I didn't even ask if it ran, unfortunately. This will most likely sit in one of my display cases I plan on building with all my other Marine Corps stuff. I hope it works. I'm going to be testing it soon. I want to do a special video coming out later this week on the 10th for the Marine Corps' birthday with all my Marine stuff. So I was able to snag this. Like I said, I've been after this car for a while. Very happy that I finally have it. And I have the car to go with it, the missile launching car, 2 of them, soon to be 3, now that the new one just came out in the new Lionel catalog. Now, last car, I saved this one for last because this is a car I've seen multiple times. I've always wanted it. Every time I saw it, the same dealer had it. Now, when I say this, I mean the big show that I go to every year, which is 15 minutes down the road from me, is the Amherst Railway Society train show at the Big E. I just call it the Big E train show. That's what most people in the area call it. And every year I would go since before I was a Marine, and then once I became a Marine, I always saw this car there, wanted it. It was usually around $100 or more. It is a club car. And it was always at a point where, well, not this year, not this year, not this year. And Grabowski's always had it. Every year, I would always see it. He had it tucked in the corner of the same spot every time. Well, Grabowski's was at York. Walking through his 2 areas at York, and I find it. Now's the time. I'll get it. So, this is the St. Louis, I don't know what the club title is, but LRRC, U.S. Marine Corps, TOFC. Should know what that stands for, but I don't. Marine Corps 18-wheeler on a flatbed. I am very happy to have gotten this finally in my collection. The colors on it, the black and gold, makes me think more officer related, but it pops. I love it. He had it for a great price, and because it's York and it was Saturday, things were slow. Not a lot of people. There was a good amount of people there. From what I've been told, it was less this year than most. I didn't mind that at all. So once I got talking to his son, I should remember his name, but I don't. And I told him I've always seen it, blah, blah, blah. He ended up cutting the price down without me even asking as a military discount. So I was very appreciative of that. Looking forward to see what he brings to the Big E show, because he's usually the second booth I go to. But now that Charles Rowe doesn't go anymore, Grabowski's is the first person I go to as soon as I get to the Big E. So that's it for my York haul. York for my first time was amazing. I'm not going to bother going into rambling about York. Everyone's got their own York videos. I figured I'd show you guys what I got. I haven't posted much lately, so I figured this would be another good video to get back into posting. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on all my Marine Corps stuff. I'm going to try to do a video on all my military stuff for Veterans Day as well. But as you know, the layout's kind of been moved out of the way to get stuff going in the basement. So if I have enough time with work not being so crazy, I'm going to try to move those 2 sections back together, dig out all my Marine Corps and military stuff, and try to get some videos together for you guys. Regardless, I do have another one coming soon for the new layout build. Kind of where I'm at the process. And I'm hoping by, I'd like to say December, but that might be a little pushing it, January, to have bench work up. The room framed and finished and bench work up. It's kind of a long shot, but I gotta start running trains soon. So thanks for listening to me ramble on about trains, and I'll see you guys next.